Yeah. Yes. Yes. Excellent. Now, here, let me broaden it. Okay. So this is Dr. Sudhir Patil. I am a professor in MIT World Peace University as well as director of various industries, that is Antarik Private Limited industry, and working on various oil and gas sector as a structural designer. So today we are going to have the role of civil engineers, that is the overview of oil and gas industry. Basically, this course is useful to the students, graduates, and the professionals for all streams of engineers. There is a scope for all engineering students in oil and gas industry because it is a combined effort. It is a teamwork done by all engineers, which are civil engineering, polymer and petroleum engineering, offshore engineering, mechanical engineering, chemical engineering, electrical engineering, computer and IT engineering, electronics and telecommunication engineering, robotics, and naval engineering. So those are the various engineers playing important role together, and they are building this huge industry. Now, in civil engineering, oil and gas is having very broadened scope. So in this civil engineering, there are various compartments like structural drawing and design, pre-stress, bridge, metro, tunnel engineering, steel structure, precast elements, roads, railways, formwork design, pre-installations of elements, and software design, software programming as well. Next one, construction management, geotechnical engineering and soil investigation, surveying engineering, building planning and drawing, environmental engineering, waste treatment plants and recycle of waste, irrigation, water supply, dams and hydraulics, plumbing, firefighting, piping design, rate analysis, quantity surveying and calculations, and offshore and onshore structures. So those are the various compartments, you can say that the bifurcations of the civil engineering branch. Now basically we are having some questions which are asking by the students why this internship is required. So here what we are doing, we are bridging the gap between the industry and the institute, because whenever we are studying in the, in the institutes, we are having the bookish knowledge. So we are polishing the students and making up the product, that is a student, up to the mark to work in the industry as an employee or as an entrepreneur. Okay. So also as per the AICT requirement, it is a technical curriculum introduced by the AICT to have the industry internship training program of the students, of the graduates or postgraduates, whichever they will work in the industry as a polished employee, as a pre-knowledge engineer. So it is a very beautiful course introduced by us for the institutes, industry, educationists, and technocrats, where those people are working together. The students are having bookish knowledge, as I said, and when they are studying in the colleges, they are having some theoretical knowledge. So we are preparing them to have the exposure of the industry and work with the industry people. Also, we are having interactions with the oil and gas industry people, that is the owner of the industries, which are dealing with oil and gas as well as other sectors. Here we are giving the project-based knowledge to the students, where the students can have the confidence to prepare the project report on various sectors of the oil and gas. Here, the civil engineering model contains which are soil investigation, geotechnical, oil, rock foundation, because this is the basic requirement of any project. Whenever we are going to construct any project, it may be oil and gas industry, it may be any other industry, like cement factory is there, like a sugar factory is there. So all the factories or industries require the first or basic step, that is the soil investigation and geotechnical and rock foundation testing. First of all, we must understand what the ground is, and accordingly we must try to go ahead for the further work. Okay. Next one, there is a next person who is coming under this, that is the structural designing of industrial building. It may be RCC building or it may be steel structures. So those structures are required in every industry wherever we are working with. So it is playing very important role. Then we are going for the site investigations. Here in the site investigations, we are looking into the various sites where there are different types of soils and different types of the rocks which are present. Accordingly, we are taking the samples in the laboratory and testing for the various contents, chemicals which are involved with the soils. So those testings we are doing in the testing labs as a soil investigation or site investigation. Then there is a next point, that is the managing the geotechnical risks and uncertainties in the port dredging and the development. Next one, the tendering, contract management and legalities, it is again coming under. Then we are going for the retrofitting and maintenance of the oil and gas industry when the oil and gas industries exist. Here in our course content, we are having the discussion on various points. If the time permits, we will cover those points. That is the overview of the oil and gas industry. Today we are going to cover this part. Then we are having the investigation of sources of the oil and gas industry, oil and gas pockets by using the various technologies. Then we are going for the offshore platforms, onshore platforms, installation analysis, offshore positioning, offshore installations, corrosion and its proper protections. Again, we are having additional points. If time permits, we will cover those points. That is the offshore control system, material used in offshore operations, structural analysis and design, piping analysis and design. I think this part will be covered by the Dr. Hingule sir. Then we are having the discussion on the scope for the entrepreneurs, scope for the maintenance. As I said, this is the oil industry, oil and gas industry. It is a huge industry having the scope for all engineers. It is not a ownership of particular type of engineers. So as a civil engineer, I can say that the role of civil engineers can play by various type of engineer. It may be mechanical engineer, or it may be polymer petroleum or electrical role here as a civil engineer. Whenever you are entering in this field, you are having that aura, that knowledge to work. Is an important factor you must have to take into account. Next one, as far as the world is concerned, the world is having production of the oil and gas in thousands per day barrel. Okay, so that is the 57,037. That is the per day production of the oil and gas, crude oil. We can say that is the hydrocarbons we are producing in the world. Okay. So here there are various countries which are involved to produce the hydrocarbons, which are Middle East and the Persian Gulf, North America, North Sea, Northern West Africa, Russia, China, Indonesia, South China Sea, and others. So likewise, we are having this globe, the production of 57,000 barrel per day. Okay. Now we must have to understand there are various, we can say that the compartments, layers of the earth crust. Okay, where there are inner core, outer core, mantle, and crust. Okay, so here you can understand in the crust having the thickness of 0 to 100 kilometer. Here we can have the pockets of the oil and gases. That means what? Here, the lithosphere, crust, and uppermost solid mantle is having the pockets of the oil and gases or crude oil, you can say that. Okay. Here, where and how we can find the new resources of the oil and gases. the oil and gases pockets are available in desert areas most of the times. You can observe that, or in the oceans, seas, or where there are the faults of the layer of the earth. Okay, that means here we can observe that in the figure there are some hilly areas. Here, though, there are the faults of the various layers of the rocks. Okay, so there are the possibility to avail the oil and gas pockets or crude oil. So we must have to investigate it first. So here there are various methods to have the investigation of the oil and gas pockets. Okay, so some questions are asking by the students whenever we are going for the this uh, sessions. What methods are used to locate the new oil and gas deposit in the earth? So there are geophysical imaging technologies, seismic reflection imaging. So first we capture the echoes using the advanced sensors as the wave passes through or bounce off the rock and the sediment deep underground. So again, we're having the other methods which are gravity surveying, prospecting, geotechnical prospecting. Those are the various methods we are using to find out the natural resources of the oil and gas or hydrocarbons. Okay, now how the oil and gas industry works. So broken into three segments. I think this part has been explained by the previous mentor also, but I will just recap it and again I will go ahead. So upstream, midstream and downstream, those are the three main streams or three segments of the oil and gas industry. So upstream or exploration and production companies are working with, which are uh, extracting the raw material, that is the crude oil. Then here we are having the soil investigation, geotechnical studies, geological and studies which are coming under the upstream, because it is a primary work which we are doing in the oil and gas industry. So in this primary work, we are doing the soil investigation and site inspections, where we are measuring the land, undulations on the land, and we are preparing the, we can say that, contour line plan. Okay, then we are having the search reservoir of the hydrocarbons. That means what? We are finding the pockets of the oil and gas or natural resources of the oil and gas in the earth crust. Okay, then we are going ahead with the mining. That means uh, or drilling for the oil and gas wells to extract the oil and gas from the earth crust. Then we are, whenever we are having the drilling in the earth crust, we have to extract those natural resources. That means in the form of liquid or in the form of solid, in the form of gases, we must have to extract it. Okay, so there are certain techniques which are using here in the upstream, that is the lifting and extract of the oil and gas. There are certain drilling companies contract their services uh, in the exploration and production companies which extract the oil and gases. Okay, then we are going to have the study about the midstream. So in this midstream, we are having the storages, because we are connecting from the upstream with the help of this midstream. So in this midstream, we are having the storage tanks, pipelines, or transportation of the crude oil from one place to another place, or transportation of the raw gases from one place to another places. So here pipelines, rails, trucks are using. Okay, so this is what the connectivity between the downstream and upstream. Okay, now in the downstream, we are having the post-production. Post-production means what? We are refining this crude oil, raw oil and gas, into the final product. Okay, so post-production of the crude oil and natural gases activities which are coming under this downstream side. So here chemical processing, that is a refinery, we are going to establish, erect, construct, and by that we can have the final product, which may be a petrol, diesel, kerosene, etc. Now there is a distribution of the oil and gases, final product of the oil and gases. Then we are having the retail outlets, that means the petrol pumps and some oil and CNG pumps and all. Okay, so this is what the downstream side. Now what is the upstream, midstream, downstream in oil and gas? As we discussed previously, those are the three streams we are having. Now where and how we can find the new resources of the oil and gas? Basically This is the part coming under the surveying and geotechnical investigation and geology. This is what done by the civil engineers. So that part I will elaborate very well. So here there are the various plates, or we can say that there are various layers of the rocks, and those are the faults. Most of the times, as per our observations, the oil and gas pockets are available in the faults of the layers of the rock. Okay, so this is what the fault you can observe here. This is known as the anticline. Here we can you can find out the natural resources of the hydrocarbons. Here also we are having the fault, that is a fault trap. You can say that here this is what the layer. Okay, one layer of the rock which is ending here on the ground level. The layer is there, and at this point, at this line, there are the faults. So we can observe here. This is one layer, and here another layer is there, which is same, but it is having different levels. So at this level, or at this fault trap, then also we observe that the stratigraphic faults are there, or trap is there, where we can found this natural resources of the hydrocarbons. Also, we are having the impermeable limestone. Near to that, we can observe the this natural resources of the oil and gases. Here you can observe in the figure in very well manner. That is, this is the anticline trap, where we can observe the oil is there and gas is there, and we are extracting with the help of the oil wells. This is what the fault trap, as per our previous figure. There are various layers of the rocks. Okay, this is seal rock. This is a reservoir. Okay, the fault. This is what the fault.
माझी एक
In
बहीण
this fault,
आहे.
there is a trap of the oil and
ती
gases. Hello. Yes, please. Yes. So in this fault trap, we can observe that there is a oil and gases pockets. Okay. Then we are having the another chances of the oil and gases, which are the salt dome trap. Here we can observe that there is a salt deposited in the earth crust. This is because of the pressure in the offshore areas. The tremendous hydrostatic pressure is there, and this pressure is transferring the salt from the offshore to the onshore areas. Okay, so here there is a salt deposit, and around that there are the chances of the, yes, oil and gas pockets. Okay, next one, there is a stratigraphic trap, where the one layer is there and another layer which is having certain faults, and in between there is a trap of the uh, hydrocarbons. So those are the various pockets which we can observe in the earth crust as per our study. Okay, so here anticline is there, normal fault is there, then thrust fault is there. Okay, the stratigraphic fault is there. So those are the various faults. In this figure you can observe that the oil is there and gas is there. So oil is having maximum density, therefore it is below that below the gases. Okay, so here oil is deposited below the gases. Okay, so likewise we are having the various faults, and accordingly we can observe the various pockets of the oil and gases, traps of the oil and gases in the faults. Okay, now again this is what a figure is, simplified figure. This is a permeable reservoir rock. This is the impermeable reservoir rock. Here there is a water. Above that there is a oil, and here there is a gases. But you can understand that if the oil is having more density than the water, it will go down. Okay, so there is no necessary that water is below the oil. Okay, it may be on above side also. Okay, so this is what the source rock. So likewise we are having the various rock layers, and accordingly we are having the trap. In this trap we can the actual resources of the hydrocarbon. Okay, now here this is the oil well. We are drilling here, and we are trying to extract the natural hydrocarbons. Okay, here there is an impermeable rock, and here there is a water layer, oil layer, and gas layer, and there is a reservoir rock. So you can understand that in between the impermeable so geologists use a lot of information that uh, have to locate oil and gas and natural gases, oil and natural gases. Okay, so geologist is having the certain study because he is having experience in this field, so he can observe that there are various chemical composition in the soils and the rocks, and accordingly he is collecting the information, and accordingly he is trying to collect the information and think about where the oil and gas pockets are available. Okay, so by drilling the several cores also we are taking at mile apart, and accordingly we are correlating those cores of the rocks, and accordingly we can finding the pockets of the natural resources of the oil and gases. Okay, now there are other techniques are there which are we are going to use, that is seismic signals. Okay, the question was asking by the student that what, how and where we can find the new resource of the oil and gases. So by generating the seismic signal in barren land or seashore, that is, it may be onshore or offshore, or the natural resource of the oil and gases. So here, if you are observing, you are visiting in the desert areas in the Gulf countries, there are various type of such lorries or moving on around the barren land, and they are trying to search something. Okay, so those are the two lorries who are having some instruments, and accordingly they are trying to send some signals, seismic signal we can call it as, having less noise pollution, and accordingly they are trying to extract the reverse signals, and they are collecting the data and analyzing this data at the in the laboratory and trying to search the earth oil and gas pockets. So here in this figure, decoding uh, uh, truck is there, recording truck is there. So those both trucks are working together. So here you can say that here this is what the truck which is transmitting the we can say the seismic signals in the earth crust. Those signals are passing through the various layers of the rock, and again we are collecting those uh, signals, reflected signals, with the help of geophones. Okay, so the geophones are spread all around the areas, and accordingly we are analyzing the data in the recording truck, and then we are decoding in the laboratory, and we are trying to search out the oil and gas pockets. So here
Hello.
in the offshore areas, there is a survey ship. Yes, please.
You, sir.
Yes. Hello.
Sir, I have a question.
Hello.
Sir, hello.
Yeah, please.
Sir, these
Yes, please carry on.
sir, these signals that we have shown in the slide, sir, are they reflect only through the oil, or they can reflect also from the water?
No, no, no. It will reflect through the various layers. There are the various layers of the rocks. Okay. So depending on the type of rock, we are having the different reflected waves, and those are catched by this hydrophones and geophones. Okay. So depending on the type of rock, we can have the different intensity of the waves, and accordingly we are analyzing it. It will have the different intensity at the, we can say that, the reservoir. Okay, it will not reflected through the oil and gases. It will reflected through the layer of the rock. Okay, and accordingly we are analyzing it and testing in the laboratory, and correlate the results. Okay,
So there is a
so
different
here
type of
we are
intensity.
having the various, yes, different velocities are there, and depending on the different velocities, we can analyze the pockets of the hydrocarbons. Is it available or not? Okay.
Okay, sir.
So hydrophones we are using in the offshore areas, and geophones we are using for the onshore areas. Yes, please carry on. So depending on the velocity of the reflected waves, we are searching the natural resource of the oil and gases. Got it? Yes. It will not. Hello.
Hello. Yes, got it.
Yeah. 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 Again, you can compare these two. Those are the survey ships, and those are transmitting the seismic waves through the seismic air gun. And again, we are collecting these waves by the geophone, hydrophones and the geophones. Okay, on onshore and offshore areas. So here we are analyzing the reflected waves which are transmitting through the various oil and transporting through the various layers of the rocks, and accordingly we are analyzing the data. What is the speed of the reflected waves, and accordingly we are judging it. The oil and gas pockets are available or not. Okay. Now, what is the upstream, onshore, and offshore in the oil and gas? So here on the here we must have to understand there are various type of drillings which we are performing on the offshore drilling. That means deep hole under the earth surface, and offshore drilling underneath the seabed. Okay. So these drilling methods are used in order to extract the natural resources, usually oil and gas, from the earth. Okay. Now here there is a derrick which we are going to establish or erect on the ground in the offshore areas and the onshore area as well. Okay. So here we can observe that here it is established the platform on the onshore areas on the ground layer. Okay. So here those are the various, we can say that, components of the derricks, which may be vertical, it may be inclined, or it may be horizontal. Okay. So this is what the steel structure we are going to prepare. Now this steel structure is very heavy because we are having the huge blow on the ground, as well as there is a core cutter or drill bit which we are going to use to drill the earth. Okay. Now here we are having, as I said, this is what the steel structure we are erecting on the ground, and this steel structure is having tremendous forces. It may be horizontal or wind forces. It may have the self weight. It may be live load. It may be machine load or impact load, as well as earthquake or seismic load. So those three loads must be considered while going to analyze the structure. So here you must have to understand, you must have to design this structure first, because this is the important component. That is, a derrick is a important temporary structure. Here we must have to prepare this temporary structure. Prior to that, we must have to analyze which type of forces are there. There are various type of forces which are acting on the structure, which are lateral forces. That means the air force or wind force. Then we are having the impact load. Then we must have to consider the dead load or self weight of the structure. Then there are certain machine load, impact load is there, which are acting on the structure, and accordingly, while considering the all loads, wind load, dead load, live load, impact load, and seismic load, we are going to analyze the various member of the structure, and accordingly we are designing each and every element of this derricks. Okay, so this is the derrick. You can observe it is a steel structure having certain cables and the machines which we are going to observe here. So our important thing is that the structure designer will use all those loads to analyze the force coming on each and every member of the structure. Accordingly, we are designing each and every member of the structure, and we are going to have the erection of the structure. Here also there are connections in between. The connections are also we are going to have as per the forces coming through, passing through this member, because those are single force member, and those single force members are having tension member, or it may be compression member, or tensile force may be there, or compression force may be there. Accordingly, we are analyzing each and every member, designing all this member as per their type of force. It may be compressive force or tensile force, and junction we are designing for the connections in between. Okay, so accordingly we are designing the structure, and we are going for the next operation, that is the drilling rigs. So drilling rigs is a very important component in the upstream side. In the upstream side, drilling rigs are used for drilling the ground as well as to extract the crude oil. Okay, so there are again two parts which are involved in it. Prior to that, we must have to understand there is a platform which must be prepared, and on this platform also we are considering vehicle load, moving load, self weight of the platform, then live load is there, then we are having the dead load, then we are having the machine load as well as the earthquake load. So all load must be considered, and accordingly we are going to design this the platform onshore and as well as the offshore region. Okay, so here there are various, we can say that component of the drilling rigs. those are the crown block, derricks, traveling block, standpipes. Okay, so likewise we are having the various component of this drilling rigs, and again we are having the drilling operations. In the drilling operations we are having the drilling pipe, casing, cements, and drilling bits. Okay, so those are the various components we are going to use for the drilling of the rig. Okay, now again we can observe here there are various components of this drilling rigs. These are the derricks and this is the platform. On this platform we are having the various machines, engines. Okay, and the table is there, that is a turntable you can call it as, and then we are having the drilling bit and operation is there. Okay, now we must have to understand, just a minute. Yes, now these are the various components you can observe in the drilling operation. That is the derrick and the platform. This is the platform having various component machines and pipeline systems are there. So those are the components which are listed out here. Okay, but those platform must be designed first as per the usability, because there are various compartments for the container as well as the water tanks, oil tanks, and machines are there. So as per the usability of the various areas, we must have to consider the various forces, and accordingly we must have to design, analysis, and design this platform. Okay, along with the derricks. Okay, now this is what the we can see the derricks as well as the platform, that is a offshore platform with the drilling rigs. Okay, so this is what the we can see that derricks, and here there is a system of drilling operation. This is the structure. Whole structure is constructed on the RCCs columns. Okay, there are 4 columns. On these 4 columns, huge columns are there, we can say that, and on these huge columns we are constructing the platform. It may be steel platform, or it may be RCC platform, depending on the availability of the crude oil. We are constructing this platform. Okay, now we are having this operations, and we are having various compartments through which we can extract. First of all, we will drill the rigs, and then we are going for the extraction of the oil and gases. Okay, so this is what the steel structure. These steel columns are there which are resting on the hard rock. Sorry. So those are the various steel columns, and on this steel column we are preparing the platform, and over that we are having the drilling rigs or derricks. Okay. So here we can observe that there are some pipes which are passing through, and accordingly we are going for the drilling operation. Now, as per this figure, we are having the various type of platforms which we are preparing the offshore regions. Okay, number 1 and 2, which are the conventional fixed platforms which are resting on the ground, hard rock of the in the offshore region. Here in the platform number 3, that is the complaint tower, you can say that, which it is also resting on the ground. Here there is a 4 end, that is a vertically moved tension leg and mini tension leg platform. Here there are tension, we can say that, wire which are connecting to the ground, or it is fixed with the ground. Okay, and accordingly we can have the building of this platform for the drilling operation as well as for the extraction operation of the natural crude and oil and gases. Okay, we observe in the figure number 5, that is the mini tension leg platform. Here there is a vertically moved tension legs. Here you can observe in the figure number 6, that is a spar. It is a you can say that it is a floating platform. This is what the okay, and platform is there. We are going to construct. Next one, 7 and 8, which are the semi-submersible platform which we are going to prepare for the operation of the drilling as well as the extraction of the natural crude and oil. Then we are having the floating production, storage, and the offloading facility. Those are the platforms which we are going to use. That is number 9 is the floating production. Whenever we are having the drilling operation, we are going to extract it, or whenever we are having the extraction of the crude oil, we are going to collect here in the floating production or storage platform. Okay, that is very easy to move from one place to another place. Whenever we are extracting the oil and gas from this platform in number 8, we are transferring to the platform number 9, and it is movable, so we can move to the towards the earth surface. Okay, by that we can evacuate it and transporting for the final product. Okay, then we are having the subsea completion and tieback to host facility. This is also standing on the hard rock. Okay, so likewise we are having the various platforms on the offshore regions. Okay, now just I will go for the drilling rig tour. Um, Here, Schlumberger Immersion is a very we can renowned drilling operation company industry which are working in the drilling rig operation. Okay. Now here, the tour our facilities in Ecuador to learn about the work that takes place to our rigs. Okay. So you can observe in this figure. Here there is a rigid platform which we are going to prepare first. In this on this platform we are having various places, like there are various containers, there are various, we can say that the offices, shades of the offices, or there is a parking lot, and there are the various, we can say that the storage tanks. Okay, here we can observe that there are various containers, and here there are some offices, and here there is a derrick. Okay, this is what the drilling tour operation we are going to understand here. So derrick is there, and through which we are having the rigs. Rig operations are there. This is a temporary steel structure we are going to prepare for drilling the ground. Okay, for extraction of the oil and gases. Okay, now here you can understand the drilling rig is there. Okay, so this is what the oil well, you can say that. Okay, or drilling rigs, you can say that. Here this is the pipe, and this is what you can say that there is a cutter. Okay, drilling cutter is there, it is passing through the hole, and this the hole is completely sealed, because whenever we are having drilling operation, it may have some oil and gases which may poison us. So it is very airtight, and we can evacuate it through the particular processes. Okay, this is the drill floor. Here personnel add drill pipe section to the drilling to deepen the well bore. Okay, so this is the, just a minute. So here you can observe in this figure. Yes, so this is the well bore, and through this well bore we are having drilling operation. Okay, now the driller cabin is where the rig staff controls the drilling operation. Those are the various staffs, they are going to control it. Then in addition to a supervisory role, the integrated services drill supervisor is trained to run the drill bit. The multi-skill supervisor has undergone formal training as well as the hands-on field training. Okay, the drilling or drill string is equipped with the power drive rotatory steerable system and stringer, that is conical diamond element technology. On the customized Smith drill bit is used. Okay, so here this drill bit is having some custom Smith drill bit we are going to use here. Then the field technician is supported remotely by an engineer in the Asset Integrated Management Center in the Kyoto. Okay, here this is what the platform, you can observe that this is the platform and this is the derrick. Okay, and this derrick is going to use for the drilling operation as well as for the extraction of the oil and gases. Okay, now it is basically, most of the time it is a temporary structure made up of the steel structure. Okay, and those are the heavy elements of the steel which we are going to use, because there are huge amount of forces coming on the structure. So accordingly we are design it, so we can dismantle it and we can erect in the another places. Okay, So this is the 40.77 meter structure height of the derrick we are going to use for the drill operation. Okay, so this is what the dismantling of the derrick we can observe in this figure. This is what the platform drilling rigs we are going to observe from this photograph. Okay, this is the photograph for the drill rigs. Okay, now as per our observation, there are different diagrams, different types of the offshore drill rigs, which are drill ships, semi-submersible, jack-up rigs, drilling barge, and a land rig. Okay, so those are the various rigs we are going to observe in the offshore and onshore regions, right? Now here, this is what the drilling pipes which are transferring to the water, and again we are touching to the ground, and here we are starting our drilling operations from the this one platform, floating platform. Okay, so those are the various platform you can observe here. Depending on the depth of the water, we are having the various types of the platforms to have the operation for the drilling. Okay, this is the onshore drilling rig. Now, after drilling the earth, after drilling this particular layer of the rock, we are having the various because of methods to lift the crude oil or natural gases. Okay. Now, first method is there, that is the that is the natural method to evacuate or extract the oil and gases. So many times, whenever we are drilling the drilling rig, the natural oil and gases are coming on the surface of the earth. But whenever the level of the oil and gas is high, or resources are having at the maximum depth, that time we must have to use certain methods. So there are various artificial methods, which are number one, rod pump method. Generally, we are observing this method to have the operation or to extract the oil and gases. Okay. Then another method is that is a hydraulic pump we are going to use to extract the oil and gases. Okay. Then another method is that is the submersible electric pump we are going to use. So those are the methods generally we are using in our we can say that in a region, in a borehole, to extract the water. Na? So same type of the electric submersible pump we are going to use to extract the oil and gases, natural resources. Okay. Here another method is that is the gas lift we are going to use. On one side we are having the pressure of the gases, or we are pressure of the oil, or we are pressure of the water, and on another side it will automatically come up the natural oil and gases from the oil well. Okay. Here the plunger lift method is also we are going to use to extract the oil and gases. Then we are having the progressive cavity pump. Progressive cavity pump means what? We are pressing the we can say that the water, we can pressing, or we are sending the sands from one hole drill hole, and from the another drill hole, the automatically the natural oil and gases will be come up. Okay, so those are the progressive cavity pump we are going to use. Also, whenever there are the small pockets or layers of the oil and gases which are trapped in the various rocks, that time we are going to give the pressure to this rock with the help of one hole, and from another hole, another rigs, we can extract the oil and gases. So it will break the rocks from one side, and it will release the oil and gases, and accordingly we can extract it to the another oil and gas wells. Right. 1 minute. Again, it is hanging up. Yeah. Now, in upstream side, as per our discussion, we are having the exploration, that is searching the oil and gases pockets. Then we are having production. Here, we are having the drill rigs, drill holes. We can say that oil wells. To these oil wells, we are extracting the oils and gases by using various methods. It may be natural method, gravity method, or it may have the artificial method to extract it. Okay, so those are the artificial methods we are going to use for the extraction or exploration of the oil and gases. Okay, here this is the mechanical process, as I said, to extract the oil and gases from the earth crust. Okay, here this is a drill rigs, and it is extracting the oil and gases with the help of various systems. Okay, here those are the platforms which are situated in the offshore offshore areas. Here those are the various platforms made up of the RCC structures and steel structures. So you must have to understand that those are the various structures which we are going to construct depending on the availability of uh, the crude oil in the earth crust. Okay, so there are various permanent structure which we are going to construct, because we are knowing that this project will be run for work for the long way. Okay, therefore we are permanently construct the structure in this region, and accordingly we can extract the oil and gases with the help of oil wells. Okay, so here those are the various, we can say that, platforms to drill the oil well, as well as to extract the oil and gases to the earth pockets or natural resources of the hydrocarbons. Okay, this is the Christmas tree to balance or to maintain the pressure of the oil well to extract the oil and gases. Okay, now this is the upstream. So upstream is what? Upstream is a term for the operation of the exploration of the oil and gases and production. Okay, uh, often applied to the oil and gas industry. Upstream activities include the exploration, drilling, and extraction. Okay, those are the three main components involved in this upstream areas. Okay, now there is a petroleum chain, which is upstream industry, then midstream industry, and there is a downstream industry. Okay, so in the upstream industry, what we are going to do, we are having the geological survey of the land. Here, whenever we are going for the uh, operations of the oil and gases, first work is that you must have to do the geological survey of the land. We must have to take the sample of the land, test in laboratory, check the various chemical composition present in the soil, and accordingly we must have to go for the further study. That means what? To drill the ground, to take the core of the rock, analyze it again in the laboratory, and then we are come to the conclusion that there are the oil and gas pockets, there are a possibility of the oil and gases in the region. Okay, then we are using the sensor technology, or we can say that seismic wave technology, to identify the oil and gas pockets in the region. Okay, then we are going to have the mining and drilling. So before that, we must have to understand, whenever we are searching the oil and gas pockets in the region, we have to prepare the ground in such a way that there must be some infrastructure. That means road must be there. Must be water availability for the worker and for drilling operation. Also, there must be some connectivity of the rails or the pipeline from the upstream side. Okay, so here this is the basic part. The civil engineers are playing important role in the upstream side. That he is preparing the land, he is doing the survey of the land, he is measuring the level of the land, what height is at what certain intervals, and accordingly he is preparing the contour plan. Contour plan is used to have the identification of the land, how the land is, what are the levels of the land, and how much the expenditure is expected to plane the land, and to construct the platform for the drilling operation or drilling rigs, and how to extract it. Okay, so whenever we are finding the oil and gas pocket in the certain region, we are going for the survey, then we are going for the next part, that is the leveling of the ground, then we are going for the preparation of the roads and the construction of the roads, railway tracks and pipelines. Then we are going to prepare the platform for the drill rigs. Then we are going to use the various operations to extract the natural resources, natural gas, oil and gas from the certain natural hydrocarbon pockets. Okay, so this is the first part they are going to do. Then we are going for the next one, manufacturing. Manufacturing means what? Whenever we are having the drilling operations, we are going to extract it, and we are purifying it primarily, because whenever we are extracting the oil and gas from the oil well, there are various impurities like sands are there, some salts are there, some sulfurs are there. So those mota chemicals we are segregating, and then we are sending to the midstream and downstream side for the purification or for final product. Okay, so this is what the first upstream side we are going to understand. Then we are going to have the midstream side. In midstream side, we are having the storage tank. When we are extracting the crude oil, and it is not possible to have the initial preparation or initial primary, we can say, purification of the crude oil, we are collecting in on the midstream side. In on the midstream side, we are having the pipeline system, or we are having the connectivities of the rails and roads and all, and we are having the storage tanks, and where we are storing the crude oil, and then we are segregating it from the impurities, mota impurities, like as I said, sand, salts, some sulfurs are there, and then we are sending to the downstream side for the purification. So here in the midstream side, we are having the various compartment like storage tanks, transportation, that means pipelines, rails, trucks. Okay, so those are the various transportation elements coming under the midstream side. So here on upstream side, we are having extraction of the oil, crude oil, and here in the midstream side, we are having connection between, with the help of pipes, or with the help of some, we can say that, transportations, rails or all. Okay, and then we are storing it, and the initial preparation of the purification we are going to perform here. And then we are sending to this product to the downstream side with the help of pipelines, or it may be having the rails or trucks. Okay, and then we are purifying it for in the downstream side for the distillation or distribution. Here you can observe in this figure, upstream side is having offshore oil and gas platforms. We can extract it. Okay, this is the offshore, this is onshore. Then we are going to have the process and storage tanks. Here there is a pipeline, and here we are initially primarily purify it, and then we are going for the final product with the help of transportation. It may be pipeline system, and or it may be transportation of the trucks. Okay, then we are having the here the refinery. Here you can observe in this figure, upstream is there. Here there is a pipeline in the midstream side, and then we are connecting to the downstream area. And in this downstream area, we are having refinery processes crude oil to produce the different products, chemical, petrochemical plants, polymer, plastics, and other products which we are going to prepare, or final products we are going to prepare here. Now, here in those three streams, what is the role of civil engineers? As I said, the civil engineers are playing very important role on the three areas, because here we are going to construct all type of structures. That means it may be it may have the floating platform, it may have the submersible platform, it may have the stable platform. So all those platform we are going to construct first. Prior to that, we must start to do the soil investigation, geological investigation, rock foundation. That investigation must do first, and after doing those primary work, we must go for the analysis of the platform. In this analysis of the platform, we are having the different type of loads. Those different type of loads must be considered for analysis and design of the structure. Okay, now here in this analysis and design, we must have to understand, we have to prepare the plan of the structure, prepare the plan of the platform, and accordingly we must have to segregate it into different components. Okay, because there are having different areas, different zones, and as per the different areas and different zones, we must have to allocate the various machines and the electrifications. Because if the crude oil tank is nearer to the electrification, it may have chances to have the incident. Okay, it may have some it will be danger zone. Okay, so we must have to have some bifurcations of the various zones. Accordingly, we must have to prepare the compartment, and then we have to prepare it for various use. Okay, then we are having the derricks. That means for the drilling rigs are there, which we are going to construct here. As I said, we are having various types of forces coming on the derricks or drilling rigs, which are lateral forces, that means wind force. Whenever we are going to construct the platform in the offshore areas, there is a heavy wind blows, and those heavy wind blows or lateral forces must taken into account, because it is having more effect in the offshore regions. Okay, so wind force is playing important role. Then we are having the dead load, then floating or submersible platform is there, so buoyancy force must be considered. Then we must have to maintain the CG of this platform, so accordingly we must have to identify the particular position where we can maintain the CG of the structure. Whole weight of the structure will be going to concentrate at the particular point. By that we can make the structure very stable. Okay, so likewise we must have to understand the buoyancy force is there, then wind force is there, then we're having the live load, dead load, and earthquake forces. Because in the offshore areas we are not having any, we can say that, particular situation or particular we can say that identification of the seismic force. So whenever we are going to construct this platform, we must have to understand or keep in your mind that seismic force must be considered. So there are various force which must be considered. As I said, first one is a wind force or lateral force, then there is a live load, then there is a dead load, then there is a moving load, and then there is a seismic load. Those forces must be considered for analysis of the platform and derricks or drilling rigs, and then we are going for the analysis and design of the platform and the drilling rigs. Okay, along with that, the additional forces there, that is the machine loads and vibrations. Those forces are also playing very important role, major role in the construction. Okay, then we are having the connectivity from the upstream side to the downstream side. There is a transportation facility, that is a pipeline must be constructed. So here we must have to understand the type of soil or type of ground. So here the soil survey or the area survey is playing important role, because we are having various undulations of the ground. So various heights of the grounds are there. So those heights of the or various levels of the ground we must have to understand first, and accordingly we must have to prepare the contour lines, and then we are going for the soil investigation, because those various soils are having various chemical properties, and whenever we are going to construct the pipeline system, it should not have effect by the chemicals which are present in the ground or soil. Okay, so the corrosion effect should not be there. So that therefore we must have to identify the various types of soils, and accordingly we must have to design the support system to transport this pipeline. Okay, so likewise we are having the transportation system, that is a pipeline, or if it is suitable for us, we must have to prepare the roads which are connecting from the upstream to the downstream, or if suitable for us, we can connecting those upstream and downstream by the railways or rail tracks. Okay, or if it is nearer to the, we can say that um, this upstream side is in the offshore region and having the ample amount of water in the offshore areas, we can have the ships also. Okay, so shipping is also used to transport the crude oil from one place to another place. Okay, then we are having the refinery process. In the refinery process, here we are going to construct the refinery. So for that, again, we must have to have the various stages, that is the soil investigation, ground information, geological investigation, and survey of the land, and then we are preparing the land for the construction of the refineries. Okay, so here also there are various types of chemicals which we are going to use in this in the refineries. So there are various chemicals, and accordingly we must have to use the various metal to have the storage tanks. Then there are various pipeline systems which are going to analyze and design according to the usability of the this one, the crude oil. Okay, and then we are preparing the final product. So those are the various structures we are going to establish or erect or construct as per the streams. Okay, so here we are having the upstream region. Here we can understand the midstream, and here we can understand the downstream, that is the refineries. Okay, so again in this figure you can understand those are the various structures: production of the crude oil, then we are having the storage tanks with the pipeline system. Then we are going to downstream side for the refineries, purification of the crude oil into final product, and we are sending this product in the market. Okay, so exploration, production, then we are having processing, transportation of the crude oil, then we are having the marketing and refining this product and sending to the market to the end users. That means we people are going to use it. Okay, now there are various challenges in the upstream region. Here in the upstream region, the challenges are sources of the crude oil, because it is a very tedious process to identify the natural resources of the hydrocarbons. Okay, so it is having one challenge. Next one, the operational challenges are there, because in any season, it may be rainy season or it may be winter season, we must have to work with. So depending on the climatic condition, we must have to work with. So it is having operational challenges are there. Then we are having the marketing and pricing. Day by day, it may be fluctuated because of the depending on the political scenario in all countries. Okay, then we are having environmental pollution. So whenever we are going to have the upstream area construction, there must be some purification plant. Okay, because we are extracting various chemicals from the ground, and again we are bringing on the top of the soil. Okay, so it must be recycled or it may be purified, and this is what again the big challenge for us, environmental pollution. Then we are having fluctuating crude prices. As I said, depending on the political situation of the country, it may have the fluctuation of the crude prices. Then economic uncertainties. The various countries are having the economical situation which is very, we can say that, very bad. So accordingly, we must start to have economic uncertainties. The people shortage. What happened? The people are not. Most of the people are not ready to work with the upstream areas. So here, I request or I appeal to all you students that you must have to work with those oil and gas industry, because it is highly paid industry, and the people are not ready to work with, because we are working in the various we can say that desert areas and isolated areas. So therefore, the people are not preferring to work with. Okay, but it is highly paid industry. We can work for some years, then we can shift to the midstream side and downstream side as well. Okay, but it is a very highly paid industry we can work with. Energy demand and supply. Yes, if we are extracting the oil and gas from the industry, it is having the challenge of the demand and supply of this oil and gas in the various countries, but it is depending on their economical situations. Okay, then we are having the management and information. The people, particular people, proper people are not having work with this. The people are not working with the upstream areas. Therefore, there are some challenges with this. Okay, then raising liquid fuel production. Here also there are certain challenges. Okay, so likewise we are having various challenges in the upstream areas, and accordingly we must have to understand it. Okay, then what is midstream? Midstream side we understood in previous slides. Okay, here in the midstream side, the important part is that we must have to use the pipeline system. Okay, so this pipeline system may be passing to the ground. Okay, or it may be having some supports, and accordingly we are transporting the crude oil from one place to another place. Means what? Transporting from the upstream side to the downstream side for purification. Okay, so here the big challenge is that there is a corrosion of the pipes, because as per our previous discussion, there are various chemical compositions, chemical present in the soil, rocks, through which the pipelines are passing through. Therefore, it is having the corrosion effect on this pipes. Okay, so also there are certain challenges of the corrosion of the pipes, because we are transporting the crude oil through the pipelines, and those crude oils are having different or very hazardous chemicals which are corroding those pipelines. Okay, so it is a big challenge. We will discuss this part in detail in the tomorrow or day after tomorrow session. Okay, so this is what the again big challenge for the midstream side as well as downstream side. Okay, Then downstream operation, as per our discussion, we are having here various business categories include the oil refineries, supply and trading, then product marketing and retail. Those are the main, we can say, the business category in the downstream areas. Okay. Here, the important is that the main downstream business categories include oil refining, supply and trading, product marketing, and retail outlet. So it is, we can say that, uh, big, we can say that the earning, we can say that stream downstream is a, because we are extracting the oil and gas from the midstream, the upstream, extracting and transporting to the downstream area. Okay, here we are purifying this crude oil into various, we can say, products. Okay, and then we are having the supply and trading part. In the supply and trading part, we are having fluctuation of the prices. Therefore, we are having chances to earn more money. Okay. Also, in the product marketing, we are having the very highly paid areas. Okay. And also in retail outlet, that means what, petrol pumps, LPG pumps, we are having certain, we can say that, the margins to sell the product also. Okay. So in this way, we are having the downstream area. This is the refinery process unit. Okay. So this is the refinery process. It is a huge industry where all type of engineers are working together. Okay. So you are having various chance to work with the industry, and it is highly paid industry you can work with. Okay, so this is what the photograph I have taken in the Gulf areas. So this is the huge industry you can observe in the downstream area. There is a refinery industry. Okay. Now here, the petroleum refining process is very simple to understand, because here there are various, we can say that, the layer of the final product, which is heavy oil, diesel, kerosene, naphtha, and gasoline. Depending on the density of the liquid, there are certain layers which are prepared automatically, and accordingly we are extracting it. Okay, so this is the crude oil refinery unit. You can observe in the figure here. First one, atmospheric distillation uses heat to separate the crude oil into the naphtha, light gas, and heavy oil. Next one, second unit is there, that is a atmospheric residue is further distilled to extract oil under the vacuum condition. Then we are having third unit, that is a heavy oil are cracked into the usable product using several processes. Okay, here blending create final products. Okay, so the intention to show this figure is that this is what the huge industry having the lot of civil engineering work, mechanical engineering work, electrifications, as well as all types of engineers are playing important in with the help of this MBA people, because we must have to manage this industry with the help of management people. So all stream people can occupy here. The we can say that the bifurcation is that we're having civil engineers, which is preparing this industry from the construction to onwards. Then we're having mechanical industry people who are used to allocate the various machines. Okay, then electrification is there. Then we are having the account section. Then we are having the industry. We can say that streamline people like MBA people who are working with this, and accordingly they are channelizing this industry and to work with together, and accordingly we are running this industry. Okay, now as per our previous discussion, we are having various products which are residue, heavy oils, heavy gas oils, medium diesel, distillate, kerosene, naphtha. Okay, those are the various layers, and we are passing through, we are sending through the various processes, that is cooker, cracking units. We are having the final product, that is end product, that is asphalt based industrial fuel, motor gasoline, jet fuel, diesel fuel, LPG gasoline, then diesel fuel, jet fuel, and gasoline and LPG. Likewise, we are having the various products depending on the densities. Okay, so here the asphalt is having maximum density, therefore it is at the bottom, and LPG is having very less density, therefore it is very light, therefore it is at the top. So likewise, we are having various bifurcations of the final products which we are going to use as an end product. Okay, so this is what the line diagram for the oil refinery. You may observe it in previous session. Okay, then we are having the various, as per our discussion, we are having various final products. Okay, there are various, we can say that processes. Through the processes, the secondary process, intermediate processes or intermediate product is passing through, and we are getting the final product. Okay, there are various temperatures. At the various temperature, we are extracting the various type of products. Okay, intermediate product and final product. Okay, then we are having different temperature, as I said. At different temperature, we are having the different products. Okay, so this is the 400-degree temperature, 370-degree temperature. We are having the various uh, intermediate products we are getting, and accordingly we are going for the final product. Okay, so those are the products we are we are sending to the end users. Okay, so those are the end users. That means we are using this gases, LPG for the cooking. Then chemicals are there, petrol and diesels are there. Then there is a jet fuel, paraffin, which we are going to use here. Then we are using diesel fuel. Okay, then we are using lubricating oil, wax, polishes. Okay, then fuel for the ships and residential or industrial processes. Okay, then bitumen for the tar road. Okay, so those are the various products. Likewise, we are having the, then we are going to the market survey and supply. Here, those are the manufacturer. Manufacturer means what? This is the refinery unit. Okay, and refinery unit is transferring or playing in the two-way traffic. That means what? Here, he manufacturer is having certain products. Okay, product distribution is there. Then product retailer, and then we are having the consumer. Okay, we people are there. Okay, then we are having the reverse chain. Reverse chain means what? Demand planning. So as per the market demand, the marketing people are doing a survey of this area. Accordingly, we are demand the forecast, and accordingly we are planning for the supply. Then we are sending the requirement to the supplier, and supplier is sending requirement to the manufacturer. Okay, so likewise we are having the two-way traffic, two-way study. By that we can send this final product to the end users. Okay, so here you can understand the upstream, midstream, and downstream in one figure, single figure. Okay, so I think this is the oil and gas industry. We are extracting from the ground and sending to the whole world, and this is the very important product. It is a, we can say that we cannot live without this end product. Okay, so likewise, this is the overview of the oil and gas industry. So those are references, you can go through it. Those are some references which are having some videos. You can go through it, you can understand what is the oil and gas industry. Okay, thank you. Any questions are there, you can ask the questions. Accordingly, we will have interactions. Yes, please. Hello.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, please.
Sir, this is Sulaiman, sir.
Yes, please, Suleiman, boliye.
Sir, you said that oil can be found by the 100 kilometers mark, right?
100 kilometer.
Yes, you said that oil could be found only by the 0 to 100 kilometers from the Earth's surface.
No. In this zone, but we are not going to 100 kilometer basically in the Earth crust. This is the first layer, na? That is the first layer. In this first layer, we are going to extract. It is a possibility to have the deposit of the natural gas, natural resources. Okay, here now.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
This is what the first layer. This is what the first layer. Okay. In this layer, there are various layers of the rocks. Okay. So here, lithosphere is there. In this lithosphere, most of the times we are finding the hydrocarbon pockets. Okay. Right.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, then, sir, the oil bed is consist of the first layer is of gas, second layer is of oil, and no, second layer is of oil, and third is of water, right, sir?
Yeah.
So if you're basically drilling our bores for our home usage, that means that the oil comes before water, no, sir?
You know what happened? Na? It is depending on, as I said, na, it is depending on the density of the liquid. Okay. If the density of the oil is more than the water, it will go down. Okay. If the density of the water is higher than the crude oil, it will go down automatically. So depending on the density of the liquid, it will have the position. Okay.
But the density of water will always be less than the density of oil, no, sir?
Not necessary. It is not necessary. Okay, you can see in the final figure. Na? In the final figure, here there are various products. We are having various products. Okay, so those products are having different layers because the different densities are there. Therefore, there are certain different layers, right? So
Okay, sir.
yeah, so not necessary. Depends what density is. Okay.
Okay.
Next one. Yes, another question.
Thank you,
Yeah.
sir.
Yeah. Yes. So I think it is
Hello, sir.
sufficient. Yeah, please carry on.
Sir, you have in starting, you have tell about the rigs and
Yeah.
the various types of loads acting on that rigs. So
Yeah.
please, sir, explain about that loads.
Very good. What happened now? We are having various forces. Okay. As I said, just I will show the figure first, and accordingly we'll go ahead. Yeah. This is a derrick. Huh? So this is a drill rig. You can say that on this drill rig, we are having the various forces. Those forces are lateral forces. Lateral forces means what? First one, we must have to understand there is a wind force. Okay. So wind force is there. Okay. Then we are having the self weight. Self weight means what? This steel structure is having its own weight. Okay. So dead load is there. Likewise, dead load is there. Plus, we are having live load. Live load means what? We are having the people who are moving on the structure to erect it, to have the connections in between. So we are having live load. Okay. Then we are having the machine load. Machine load means what? We are having the assembly of the drilling rigs. Okay. So this drilling rigs is having some assembly and it is having certain machine load as well as vibrations. So machine load is there. Okay. Then we are having vibrations because whenever we are drilling it, there is a tremendous amount of the vibrations which are generated. So that is what vibration also. Okay. So vibration load is also there. Then we are having the earthquake load. Depending on the area where we are going to construct this drilling rigs, we are having the seismic load also. So seismic load is also there. We must have taken into account. Yes. So those are the various loads we must have to take into account while going for the designing of this derrick or designing of this drilling rigs. Okay. Then we must have to understand the platform. On this platform, all loads will be taken into account because those loads are there which are coming from the derricks or we can say that the steel structure which were used for the drilling operation. Barabar. Now here, this is what a platform. On this platform, as per our previous photographs, there are various compartments. You can observe here, there are various compartments. Okay, there are various compartments. So those are the various compartments. Here, there are offices or the living areas. Those load must be considered. There is a parking area, that means movable load must be considered. Then there is certain mechanical processes or machines are there. Then we are having some tanks, liquid tanks, water tanks, those must be considered. Then we are having some storage sheds, those must be considered. Okay. So likewise, we must start to consider all these loads which are coming on the platform, and accordingly we must start to construct it. Okay. Here, this is what derrick, okay, or this is what the drilling rigs we are going to understand, construct here. Here, there are various chambers we must have to understand, taken into account, and after that, after taking into account of all loads, we must have to construct this platform. Okay, so here it is very huge platform we must have to construct for the operations of that means drilling operation as well as for the extraction operations. Okay, so this is what the part we must have to get taken into account. Yeah.
Okay, sir. Sir, a further question I have.
Yeah.
Sir, these rigs are designed in such a way that they can resist the shocks of earthquakes.
Yes. Of course, you must have taken into account non-linear forces. Non-linear analysis must be taken into account while going for the designing of the derricks. Okay, that is there because
Okay.
depending on the different zones, our Earth is divided into number of zones. Okay, so depending on the earthquake intensity or possibility, we are having the different zones, and by that we can consider the different factors, load factors or seismic factor for non-linear analysis. Okay, that must be taken into account. Yes, please.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yeah.
Hello, sir. Good evening,
Yeah,
sir.
please. Yeah.
Yeah. So just we told about all the kind of the analysis load acting on this platform.
Yes.
So are we doing calculator? Are we using any software for that?
Exactly. Very good. So this is what our broadened discussion we have done right now. But here for any construction, I think in previous session, Gavi sir might be discussed about it. Okay. So here there are various pre-design work which we are going to do. That is surveying, soil investigation, and geotechnical investigation and surveying. Okay. So we have to decide first which type of ground is there, which are the undulations are there. Then we are going to have the computer modeling. So in this computer modeling, it is expected that you must have to consider all type of load. Okay, and those load must be taken into account for analysis. And whenever we are going for the analysis, we must have to understand how much load is coming on the structure. Okay, on this platform, how much load is coming under. Okay, and then we are going for the design part. So this work we are going to perform in the offices. Okay,
Okay.
that is software based work we are going to do. Okay,
Yes.
because it is hardly impossible to have the manual analysis and design part, because it is very complicated work we can perform on the site. Yes.
Yes,
So there
sir.
are various software we are going to use. There are MEDA software is there, then SAP is there. Various softwares we are going to use for the analysis and design of the structure, critical structure. Yes, please.
And sir, this is about onshore. But when
Yeah.
we go for offshore, we saw that the underwater we also talk that seismic effect, earthquake effect. We have to look for designing the stands, or we can say of the platform.
Yeah.
But waves, what is the wave force? Because tidal waves are coming continuously on that lakes.
Correct. Right. Very good.
So what about that wave? Because that, what about the earthquake and seismic is that we can assume that value ki once upon a time that that force will force will occur. But waves, I meant to ask that waves is continuously having their own force, which is not quite low value, I think so. So we have to consider that part also, wave force or
Exactly.
tidal force, whatever we
Yes,
say.
yes.
Yes, so we can also consider about the cyclones that occur in the sea level.
Exactly. The cyclonic force, wave force, as per our discussion, those forces are there. Provided we must have to consider the buoyancy force. Okay, the cyclic load or wave tidal force must be considered. Then you must have to prepare for the same. That is what there may be some cyclone. For that also we must have to prepare. So important thing is that you must have to setting the CG of the structure platform. The CG is playing very important role in the offshore regions. Okay, so we must have to taken into account the buoyancy force. Buoyancy force means what? The CGE of the structure will be balanced all the type of forces. Whenever there is a heavy amount or a terrific cyclone is there, that bias, that center of gravity of the platform will be taken care of. That will not deviate. It will tilt, but it will again come into the original position again. Okay, that is
Yes.
a very important point we must have taken into account while designing this. So here, as per our previous discussion, we all engineers are having very much potential in this area in this sector, but the people are not turning into it. Um, Now the people are going to aware about, but the most of the, as per our observation, the people are not turning to work with this. Okay, go ahead, please carry on.
Yes, sir. So, sir,
Yes, any
so,
other question?
but why is that actually the design is a more happening section, as you told? Why people are not moving actually to do this design and analysis?
What happened? Yeah, analysis. There are the teams are working with, but what happened? The actual ground people are not going to
Okay.
the site. We're working in the outskirt or the isolated area or desert area.
Yeah.
Therefore, the people are not turning to go there. That's why. Otherwise, the software people are there. Here in the Pune, almost 2,000 sitting place is there in the Acker solution in the software industry. Here,
Yeah.
most of the engineers are civil engineers or civil designers who are playing into sectors.
So,
Yeah.
so how CFD play a role here? Is there any role of CFD?
Yes. All listen. What happened? We must have to understand uh, here software development is a major role they are playing in this. Without software we cannot do anything. Okay, so
Exactly.
simulation and software preparation, software programming is playing important role because we are having the previous data. Since
Yes.
1847 we are working with the oil and gas sector, so we are having huge data. So by using those huge data we are having some computer programming, and accordingly we are preparing the simulation for possibilities of the oil and gas sector, and accordingly we are going to design the very structure also. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you
So
very much, sir.
software people, yes, software people are having huge potential here. As I said, we are having the huge requirement of the software engineers.
Okay,
Uh,
sir.
what happened? There are various industries which are established. L&T, they are having their own industry, their sector, or that the hardware part. Machines are there, heavy machines are there, operation people are there, but there is a more requirement of the software people because we have to simulate it right now. The hardware data
Simulation.
is available with us. We have to extract this hardware data or the ground data, and we must have to prepare the software to have the easy. We can say that the information transmission as well as the simulation of this one hydrocarbons. Yes, please.
Thank you very much, sir.
Yeah.
Hello, sir.
Yes, please.
Sir, you have told about the various types of offshore drilling rigs.
Yeah.
Sir, according to you, sir, which type of offshore drilling rig is best in terms of suitability, in terms of stability, and
No, 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 no. What happened? Here there is no there is no part of the which of suitability. It is depending on the availability of the this one hydrocarbons. Whenever hydrocarbons are available in the deep sea, you must have to work with. Okay, so there is no scope to select any type of. Okay, we must have to work with, right? So
okay,
we don't have chance to select the particular type. If the hydrocarbons are available in the shallow water, you must have to work with. If it is available in the deep water, you must have to work with. So depending on the availability of the hydrocarbons, you must have to have the platform which we must have to construct in the offshore region and onshore region also. Yes, please carry on.
okay, sir.
Yes. Next question. So in this way, I think it is sufficient for today's session. All right.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, please.
So, where mechanical engineers can find job in oil and gas sector in upstream, midstream, or downstream?
What happened? Mechanical engineers are having the important role because we are having. Just I will show the figure here. You are dealing with the machines, na? You are dealing with the machines. So mechanical engineers are playing important role to have the extraction of the oil and gases. Okay. So just let me show you. Here, this is what the part designed by the mechanical engineer. Here we are having certain pressures, okay, certain connectivity. This is what a drill hole or bore well. Okay, so bore well is there. On that we are having the vessels. So here there are various type of machines we are dealing with. You come to this point also. Here in the drilling rigs, here there are various mechanical machines we are going to. This is mechanical machines we are going to use. Here, here, you can understand. Those are the mechanical part. This is what the core, drill core. These machines are designed by the mechanical engineer. It is not designed by civil engineer or electrical engineer. Okay. So this is what the role of mechanical engineer, which is playing important role everywhere in the upstream side, in the midstream side, and downstream side. Also in designing of the midstream area, that means pipeline design, the designing of the trucks, tankers. These are done by the mechanical engineers, not by civil engineers or electrical engineers. Okay. So here we are having tremendous potential for mechanical, polymer, petroleum, computer sciences. All engineers are playing equal work and having huge scope in this area, in this zone, in this area. And as I said, it is highly paid industry, and you must have to turn around. Yes, please.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. Yes. Any other question?
Hello, sir.
Yes.
There are three streams available in oil and gas industry. Which stream is highly safe to work?
What happened now? We are playing with the fire. Okay, so it is very difficult question, and it is very difficult to give the answer of this question because the chemicals which are are highly inflammable. Okay, so it is not any zone which is very safe and all. Okay, every sector is having risk taking, and you must have to take the risk in every sector, right? So why
Okay,
you
sir.
are worrying about it? There are safety measures which we are taking into account. Okay, so there is a hardly area, there is hardly a stream which is having some incidences or some, we can say that, the problems. Okay, all are
Thanks,
safe
sir.
nowadays. It is very safe areas, safe zones where we are working. Yes, please.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Yes, another question? So I think it is sufficient for today's session. Another, this one is there, project is there, but it will be very heavy for you all. So today we must have to stop at this place, or what? Shall we continue? Yes.
Sir, it's okay, sir.
Yes, all right. So thank you very much for your patiently listening and your actually involvement in the question and answer. You must have to ask, you must have to open up yourself. Here we are there to give the answer of your questions. Don't hesitate to ask. Okay. Yes. Aris, do you want to ask something?
Sir,
Yeah, please.
sir, in downstream the retail process are there, sir.
Retail processes, very good. Yes, you must have to ask these questions. What happened? Whenever we are having final product, okay. Yeah, whenever we are coming to the this one refinery unit, we are having the final product which are LPG is there, chemicals are, certain chemicals are there. Okay, some petrol diesels are there. So those products are coming to the refineries. Okay, here
Yes.
there are also various engineers who are playing important role. That means what? To set up the outlet. That means it may be petrol diesel outlet, okay, or it may be LPG outlet, or likewise we are having various outlets. Okay, so those outlets are designed first. So primary process is that you must have to select the particular or correct site to have the connectivity with the roads. Okay, then we are going for the site selections, then we are going for the analysis of the soil, then we are going for the analysis and design of the forces coming on the structure, because we are having various tanks which we must erect here. Okay, the
Yes, sir.
tanks which are storage tanks. Okay, those storage tanks will be for the petrol, diesel, and the gases. Okay, or we can say that LPGs. Okay, so those tanks must be analyzed and designed as per the capacity of the outlets. Then we are having the design, analysis and design of the, we can say that, canopies. Okay, then there are various structures which are coming taken into account. That means cabins are there. So civil engineers are doing all those work. Prior to that, we must try to approach to the agencies. That means what? There are BPCL is there, HPCL is there, Bharat Petroleum, yeah, Hindustan Petroleum. Likewise, we are having various government agencies are there. Through those government agencies, we can allocate the license to us. Okay, once the license is allocated to us on particular site, we will go for the outlet establishment. Okay, now here on the oil and gases, we are having almost margin per liter capacity. Okay, so per liter we are having, for diesel it may having 1 or 2 rupees, or for petrol also we are having 1 or 2 rupees, LPG also having 3 to 4 rupees. Likewise, we are having certain margins. Whenever we are selling this product to the end consumers or people, there are certain margins, and accordingly we can have the business setup. This is also very good setup. I also owner of this, means our this one Enter Expert is having our own outlet. Okay, so in this way we are having various chance to establish the outlet of this oil and gas. Yes, please. Yeah.
Okay, okay, sir.
Hello, sir. The day before yesterday, Mr. Rajesh sir also shared that about the retail. Uh, he also shared some business opportunity. So, sir, can you please tell the procedure in detail if you want?
Yes. 1 minute. What happened? Dr. Bhagwan Gawai is there. He is a man who was working with this government sector. Okay, sir. Sir Gawai sir, are you there? Hello. Your previous mentor. He is our chief mentor. Okay. Anyways,
Okay.
he may not be available. Right. So what happened? There are some tenders, or there are some we can say that the advertisement which are passing through the Hindustan Petroleum or Bharat Petroleum or any other agencies. Nowadays, this Reliance is also coming under. So those.
So we have to fill the online application for it.
Yes. Nowadays, it is processed to put up the online application. So they are advertising the availability of the licenses in various regions. Accordingly, you must have to select it through the online processes, because everything is now online. So the digitization is playing very important in our country, because we are developing. So we are going through this digitization, and we are reducing the paperwork. Okay. So through online application, we must have to apply the particular outlet in particular region. Then they will allocate the petrol pump or the outlet as per your capacity, okay, and availability of the land. Okay. Then there are certain margin money we must have to deposit into the various this one agencies, LPG or HPCL. And then they will give the offer letter to us that this is what the certification we are allocating to you. That is this is the license we are allocating you for this land for in this region. Okay. Then we are having some we can say the agreement in between the land and how we are going to establish this structure in the particular land. So this is the online process. We can proceed, and accordingly we can get it. Nowadays it is very easy task to get the petrol pump or outlets. Okay. There is
Sir,
no need to worry about.
Sir,
Yeah.
how can we manage with less investment? Because we
Yes.
are also not having on land.
Yeah, yes. So if you don't have your own land, you must have to identify the landowner first. Whenever we will identify the landowner, you must have to take the land on the lease. Okay, for 30 years, 40 years, or as per your period of working, you can take on the lease, and accordingly you can establish. So whenever you are taking the land on the lease, you must have to submit this document to the HPCL. Then and then only they will give the offer letter to you. Otherwise, they will not give offer letter. Okay, that is important.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. So
Good evening, sir.
yeah.
Sir, what are the process to build a large cooling tower and a big distillation tower in industries? How to construct, sir?
Distillation or you can say refinery. Yeah. Yes. How to construct it? Yes. So as per our previous discussion, you are having this upstream and downstream. All the streams are having same. We can say that the process or stages, which are the process or stages are, that is the surveying, soil investigation, geotechnical investigation. That is what the first part. But prior to that, you must have to understand the connectivity in between the upstream and downstream. Okay. Then and then only we can go for the refinery construction. Okay. So here in pre-design, we are having the survey, soil investigation, geotechnical investigation of the land, and we are having the computer modeling. That means what? We must have to search prepare the land, and then we must have to taken into account various units which are placed in the land. It may be a software unit, it may be hardware unit, or it may be machine unit, it may be distillation unit, or it may be chemical process unit. Accordingly, you must have to have the computer modeling. Then conceptual design will be there. Here we will have the analysis and design of the structure. In this analysis and design of the structure, we will have the different types of the elements. It may be having different capacity, load capacity. Likewise, we're having analysis and design part is there. Then once you will have the analysis and design part, you will go for the estimation, means rate analysis will be there. Rate analysis means what? We must have to find out the rates of each and every, we can say that the ingredients, that will be steel, sand, aggregates, and another materials are used for this. So you must have to prepare the estimation. Then we must have to use the feasibility study how much feasible this area is for the for transportation of your product and all. So likewise, we are having the various, we can say that, stages, that is pre-design stages. Then we are having the design stages. Then we are having the construction. Then we are having the startup of this unit. Likewise, we are having various units. Yes, please.
Okay, sir. Thank
Yeah,
you, sir.
Yes, any other question? So as I said, this is the huge industry, and in this huge industry, we are having the scope for all people. It may be engineer, it may be MBAs, it may be science students, it may be become students, because at the back end, those technical, non-technical people are working. Okay, so all people are having scope in this oil and gas industry. All right. So accordingly, you must have to think and prepare the project report. By that, you will have the benefit for your final submission and to enter in this field also. Yes. Yes, another question?
No, sir.
So I think we must have to stop here. Okay. So tomorrow again we will meet with the other topics. So there are whatever, there are so many topics which are, that is the dealing rigs in detail, overview of the offshore, then subsea installations, then material used in the subsea operation and corrosion. We're having again various lifting methods. It may be natural or it may be mechanical methods. Then we're having the pipeline design. Okay, so this part will be completed by the mechanical engineer. Then subsea production system, control system. So those are the various, we can say that, topics which we are going to cover in the coming 2 days. Okay. Again, if you wanted to have the detailed knowledge about the upstream, midstream, and downstream, we are having those PPTs also. I will upload it. Then we are having the crude oil. What is crude oil? And next one, we are having the wellhead, flow line, and the manifold, and then the Christmas trees. So those are the various topics we will cover in the coming sessions. So be ready for tomorrow's session. We will have the huge, we can say that, compartments of the presentations. Today it was in the one single floor, but tomorrow it will be having in different floors. Okay. So thank you for your patience. So we will meet again tomorrow at same time. Thank you. Bye. Good night.
Thank you, sir. Good
Bye,
night.
sir. Thank you, sir.
Good night,
Thank you,
sir.
sir. Bye. Good night.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.